Welcome to YKG in Bloom. I am Tracy Martins, and we are in the man cave that we like to call the Haunted Zoo, and I am with the brains and the brawn, Jeff and Christie Denomme. How you doing today?
Good. Pretty good. Welcome to the cave.
I love it.
Grr. It's my bear impression. Pretty good.
I like that. Now this place is incredible. There's just so much going on even behind the scenes. It's like there's a little nugget of you guys everywhere, the Haunted Zoo.
It's all over there. Some past projects still stuck to the floor. You got some debris in the corners, you know.
That's okay.
Vinyl, spray paint.
Yeah, the works in progress are kind of behind the door, yeah.
Now, you came up with the name, the Haunted Zoo, about 20 years ago. How did you get that name? Because it's a really cool name.
Also, I was in school for graphic design, and we had to do a project either about like a zoo or a haunted house or a candy store or whatever, an arena or whatever it was. And I was just kind of being a little bit of a smart ass, and I was like, oh, could I do mine on a haunted zoo? And the teacher was like, oh, that's actually very creative. Yeah, sure, Jeff. And I was like, oh no. So then I made this website, and it wasn't, the characters weren't exactly like this, but they were in that kind of that vein. And I presented it to the class, and everybody thought it was so cool, and the characters were cool and whatever. And I was like, wait a second, there's something here with this name. So I bought the domain name, and I sat on it for I don't know, a couple years. And I didn't really know what I was going to use it for, because at the time I had this clothing company called Fathom Clothing, and I was using that name. That's who I was at the time. And I just kept the name because I knew that I would use it eventually. And I ended up getting, am I going too far into this here?
You're fine.
I don't know what this question's there. So anyway, so I got into a snowboard design contest for Telus up in Whistler for the Whistler Ski and Snowboard Festival. And I did a skateboard that was like bees and a Sasquatch kind of getting stung. And I ended up coming in second place. And I'm pretty sure it said Fathom Clothing on the actual snowboard. And so anyway, I came second place, and I was like, wait a second, this is the Haunted Zoo. And then the bee was on it. And that's kind of when I started like exclusively going with the Haunted Zoo name and making everything look similar and branded. And
I really like it. I just keep looking because he is wearing the bee. But all of your creatures are like a bean shape.
yes.
And is there a reason why, or like, because they're all a little wonky, the eyes are different, and I really like them.
My mom's quarter bean. So, I mean, not just the bee. So it's just a way I used to draw as well. I used to draw very sketchy.
Okay.
Which is kind of funny when people ask me who my influences are. It's Derek Hess, which is super sketchy. And then Shag, artist named Shag. And it doesn't make sense for the sketchy guy, but I used to draw very sketchy. Then I went to school for graphic design. And that's what I learned about vector. And I was like, oh, wait a second, I can make these things perfect. And now I'm obsessed with making everything perfect.
And
but
it's working.
the bean is just, I don't even know why. Like, it actually came from, so Fathom Clothing had a logo that was a bat, and then I switched it to this like jellyfish, and it's kind of in a kidney bean shape.
Okay.
And I would use that shape for different things. And it just so happened that I did it for this bird kind of, and the Sasquatch, and I was using that. And then all of a sudden one night I was going to bed, and I saw the bee, and I was like, oh, get up. And I just sketched it out quickly, went back to bed, woke up in the morning, and then kind of perfected it. So I thought. And then 20 years later, I really perfected it. Because I look back and I'm like, why was that the bee? Like, why did I use that? It's not even...
It's pretty wonky.
Yeah, it's pretty wonky. Yeah. I was like, what are we doing here with this wonky bee?
Well, you can't go out of the box just
You
perfect.
you can't go perfect yet. You know?
No, but kind of starting with that shape, the kidney bean shape, though, that kind of helps you when you go to create a new character. You kind of try to start from that, and that's one of the things that helps all of the characters feel like they're part of the same family. They don't always stay that way. Like, certainly you play with the shape a little bit, but you kind of always start from that spot, and then everything kind of feels cohesive when you're building up different characters.
And I mean, I don't know if subconsciously, like I grew up swimming in a kidney bean pool. I mean, I don't maybe deep within this cave here. I have a thing for kidney beans. I don't know.
I love that. But I mean, you've always been really creative, because you went from doing Fathom Clothing and you have your graphic design, but then you went into Halo Heats for hot sauce, and you do a lot of different things.
I don't know why or how. I just have to be doing something. And it all, I think that being a graphic designer is one of the best things you can be if you're going to be an entrepreneur as well. Because you like, that's like your main face. Like when you go into a company. So we're able to, even like Halo Heats or Papa D's was another hot sauce company I had back in the day. But it's like you're able to like enter, even when you're at a farmer's market.
You enter your first market.
And people are like, who's this, Pepsi? Like what's going on, right? Because like most people when they come in, it's like they have a mason jar with like a stamp on it, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, why does this have a guy have a whole tent and everything? It's like, well, that's what I actually do, right? So you can enter. And we were actually on for Halo Heats, we were on Let's Make a Deal, and they found us on Instagram just because of the branding. And because we asked
And
them,
that was 3 months after we launched the business too.
Yeah.
So we entered with a very professional look, and all of the labels looked great, and all of the branding that went along with it. And that helped us get kind of found online.
Even Papa D's, like it was a similar story. We were out for a couple months, and we were asked to be in the celebrity handbags for TIFF. And I said, why? And they're like, well, like the branding is A-list. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do it. So
do you guys still do Halo Heats, or is that?
We still have it.
Yeah.
We still definitely own the business, but we've just kind of had a really crazy couple of years that we hadn't predicted. And I mean, Halo Heats was also a business that we started during the pandemic, and we really hadn't expected life to take this turn with the Haunted Zoo kind of coming back, because the Haunted Zoo was something that Jeff did a long time ago. And then when we got together and got married, it certainly wasn't a high priority, and we were very busy with the graphic design studio and other things as well. And then, a couple of years ago, a few opportunities kind of presented themselves, and we did those, and then more opportunities started coming, and this is the thing that you would love to wake up and do every day. So
to me, Halo Heats or any other hot sauce or whatever is like, how can I make money? Okay, but make this, make money, the branding, da da da. Like it's I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's like it's just for the money. I mean,
more transactional for you.
Yeah, put it this way: if I'm at the market and someone goes, "Oh, I don't like hot sauce," I'm like, "All right, next."
That was me whenever I see it. Yeah, I don't like hot sauce.
Yeah, like I don't care. It's like next, whatever. But if you're like, I don't like Haunted Zoo, I'm like, why don't you like Haunted Zoo? This is my whole identity. Like it's kind of this. It's totally different. Like they're definitely going to be a bee on my tombstone.
Yeah.
Not a flame. And this is something I've been known for since I've been 20 years old to a certain extent, whether it was Fathom and then morphing into Haunted Zoo. Like there's still stickers out there. I get even in Vancouver, people are like, I still see this sticker on this bike rack from 20 years ago. And so it's like I'm known as the bee guy and all this stuff. So it's when I had the chance to kind of get back into it, like 2 years ago, I was like, oh, this is very cool. Okay, yeah, I'll do a Haunted Zoo project. And then it was like a month, and I'm like, okay. Like so we still had Halo Heats, like very, very much so, going. And then it was like, okay, 6 months. Okay, we're still doing Haunted Zoo. It's a year and a half, 2 years now. I'm like, oh, I don't know if we can do all this. Like, and then with this TV show coming out that we can talk about now. But it's like, you can only do so much, right? And it's like, this is the thing that I love to do. And this is the thing that I kind of want to, build up to even bigger and better and have cartoons and, have this legacy for a family and kids. And, I would love to be Dr. Seuss, kind of thing on that level. So it's like we just got to keep going, kind of chip away and keep working at it. And we've had this chance now. And my wife was like, because I said to her, I said, what do we do? We have a hot sauce company that's actually making money. You know what I mean?
It was doing very well for being a new business.
Yeah, and I'm like, but then we have this dream that if we don't do it, it's never going to happen. And she literally said, she goes, do you think you're going to have a third chance to do Haunted Zoo? I said, I didn't even know I was at a second chance to do Haunted Zoo. And she's like, well, then do it. Yeah. So I was like, okay. And then we just we haven't stopped in 2 years. It's been pretty wild.
Hey, you got to go with your passion over money sometimes. It's even the same thing with this. I had Tracy's Garden, and I was making a lot of money doing that during the pandemic. And this isn't, but this is passion. And it shows in your work. And I've noticed your murals all over Windsor now. Yeah. And how did you guys go from the Haunted Zoo, from the bee to the stickers, Halo Heats, to murals?
Well, so I always painted. So I was a painter. So basically around 2007 is when Haunted Zoo actually became Haunted Zoo. Before that, from 2000, 2002, it was Fathom Clothing. And then it morphed over there. But so I was doing gallery shows. I was like a featured artist in Whistler and Telus. In the Whistler Ski and Snowboard Festival and live painting, but it was all like 4x4 paintings and smaller. And I was probably in an art show almost every month, like a group show, and that's kind of what I was doing out west. I moved back to Windsor, and I was like, wow, no one cares about art in Windsor. Why am I going to do this? And I was doing graphic design, and I bought a house and got married and renovated a house and had a hot sauce company. And yeah, so there was no time for art anyway. And actually the whole mural part of it though was funny because Dan Denial had been a friend for 20, 25 years as well. And he was like, hey, we're doing this mural festival. And I've done a few murals like before this. He's like, you got to do a mural. And I wasn't even doing Haunted Zoo yet, really.
This was one of those first projects that came your way 2 years ago, where it was one of the catalysts for what we're doing now. But yeah, you weren't actively doing Haunted Zoo things at the time.
And he kind of was like, he's always believed in me and always kind of pushed me and stuff. But he was like, dude, did you start Haunted Zoo to stop doing Haunted Zoo? And something as simple as that, I was like, you know what? I didn't start to stop it, And so then we did a mural at the Sweet Revenge Bake Shop. And then about a week or so later, another one needed to get done just down the street here on Jeanette and Wyandotte. And did another one. And then Dan again was like, go to Miami. Because there's the art week in Miami. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, because this was like September, October, those murals happened. And then art week in Miami is early December, right?
In December. So he's like, are you going to Miami? I said, no, I'm not going to Miami. He said, why? I said, I don't know. I just wasn't going, And he's like, well, go. I'm going. And, we'll meet up there.
He's like, go be inspired. Yeah.
And I didn't know what it was really. So I was like, okay. So I figured out how to go. I ended up going, and it totally changed my life, like for the better. And I met a bunch of people, and just going there as this, like, not lost soul, but like, oh, I don't know anything. Like I haven't been around this because I was like this OG guy, in the early 2000s. And then I left around 2013 and then didn't really pay attention. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to this like mecca of street art and artists and all this. And I was accepted with open arms, and it was great. I met a bunch of people down there and became friends with a bunch of new people. And just that year, and then the next year even, being like accepted, going to all these like VIP parties at Wynwood Walls and Graffiti Museum and all that, and the Museum of Graffiti. And I'm like, how did this happen that quickly? I also don't have to start at zero, right? Like I'm coming back from something that is a thing that has a whole past, and you can Google it, and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You have an archive of work, right?
It's not like because people are like, oh man, you're blowing up overnight. And I'm like, kind of, but this is 20 years ago that I started this, and I get to come back on third base and go, you know what I mean? So it's not really happening that fast. It just, I already had this whole backlog of work and, history and story and lore.
Do you collaborate with other muralists?
I have we did one in Cocoa Beach. Actually, it was kind of funny because about a week before that, I was supposed to do just my own mural. And about a week before the Mural Fest, they reached out to me and two other guys, one from Miami and one from Nashville. And they said, hey, do you guys want this bigger wall? Mm-hmm. But you guys all have to kind of do it together. And we didn't know each other at the time. We're like, all right, sweet. So we kind of just on Instagram, hey, I'm using these colors. I'm doing this, yada, yada,
just
yada.
So it kind of flowed a bit better, yeah.
Yeah, we just showed up and banged it out. And now we're all buddies. And, I've been to Nashville again and been to Miami, and like, so it's a super cool thing, and like I'm totally for it if anybody wants to do a collaborative mural. And
that's really
everything's kind of just happening faster than I can even process it. So it's like I have 3 seconds to think about it, and that's like, as a designer, you're kind of trained, to kind of have quick turnover and think things quickly and get them done quickly, and
to be able to execute.
I've been training my whole life for this 2 seconds of time to prep on everything. So picture how good all this stuff could be if I actually had more than 10 minutes to make it.
But that's why you got the boss there.
I guess, right?
She tells me what to do all the time.
Try to.
How is it to rein him in?
To rein you in, yeah, we work really well together just because we are such different people, and we complement each other really well, because I'm really good with organizing things and planning ahead and making the lists and checking the boxes, and he's just kind of in creative mode all the time. So I think we just kind of balance each other. It's not really reining you in, but and then we do.
I think this would have been clean. It would have been clean in here.
The studio wouldn't have been ready for you if it wasn't for me today. No, but we kind of just balance each other really well, and yeah, like we enjoy working together and we enjoy building this up together. It's challenging. It's hard to work with your spouse, but we really do enjoy
I thought it
it.
was the easiest thing ever.
Oh my God, dude, it's the hardest part. No, but we love it, and we kind of enjoy the freedom that it gives us to kind of be able to balance our family life the way that we want, and kind of fit all the creative projects kind of in amongst that. And yeah, it's not really this crazy big challenge to work together. I think more so than anything, we just find it a lot of fun. And when there are cool opportunities, we get to go do them together. And that's really great when we get the chance to do that. And our kids get to see us working together, and they get to see that mom and dad are both working to build something really cool, or we're at least trying to. I think that's really great.
Even last year, like I had to do a couple murals in Fort Lauderdale, and the family came, and we were there for like a month. And
Nice.
so it was, it's just, and that's the whole point of doing it to me. I'm like, if we can, I ideally would like to, hop in a RV and travel around and do different shows and do different things and have my family with me, and whether that's in the summer only or whether that's, all year. That's ideally kind of what I would like it to kind of turn into, or at least, you have the cartoon and you have all these things, you can go do these appearances or whatever at different stores or whatever it is. That's how I think would be the reason to do it.
And you guys are also doing a book, or you've done a book.
We have done a book. and then we released the book, and then 2 seconds later, Belle was like, "Hey, you want a show?" And we're like, "Oh, okay, put the book aside for a second. Now we got to work on a show." So that's what I mean. It's constantly just, we can't.
It's evolving.
Yeah, we can't.
It's evolving faster than we can keep up. And so there's times where we kind of struggle because there isn't at this point this like strategic plan of what we want to do in terms of like a 2-year or a 5-year or a 10-year plan. Like we're just working on like the next week plan, because it's like, it's constantly changing. And like when weird opportunities come about, you don't just want to turn them down, but it's just, we feel like we've been doing nothing but pivoting for the last 2 years. And it's no, but it's like crazy. And we kind of joke sometimes where I'm like, when we look back 10 years from now, we're going to look at this 2-year period of time and be like, what the hell was that? Right? Because it's just, it feels like pure chaos, honestly.
Oh, and having 2 little kids too. And it's just like, it's, we got to do this. We got to do this. We got to do this. Oh no. Okay. Someone has to watch kid. It's just, it's chaos. It is.
Yeah.
But in the best way.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%.
In the best way.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, you guys are creating, I want to say, a haunted zoo dynasty.
I hope so.
That's what we hope.
You really are. I mean, books, the stickers, pins, merch, walls, movies.
Well, and the reason why we're branching out to all these things as well is to, when we do find somebody to come on board that actually can do this on a large scale, like a Netflix or a Nickelodeon or a Cartoon Network or whatever it is, insert whoever. They show up and they go, "Oh, you guys already have all this stuff, right?" It's not like it's not just a
concept. It's like, oh, the merch is there. The concepts for all of those things.
We're
are
already
there.
doing it. Like we're already doing it. We just need you to come on board to elevate it to the next level, right? That's kind of why we started making all these things, and even like the book, right? The book, it's a book, but it's actually a storyboard kind of thing, right?
To help pitch a cartoon,
we have another book coming out. So the first book was introducing like the family of bees and kind of how they are and who they are and why they are. And then the next book starts to introduce some other characters. And so there's like merch out the wazoo that you can make. Like there's so much money to be made. If you're one of these Cartoon Networks,
please watch us.
You can have some. We want some too, but you can have some too.
But the book, it is a really, really good book. I mean, it's for kids, but it has the adult humor in it as well.
Yeah.
So I mean,
we actually had so much fun making the book. It was our favorite. It was the most stressful project that we'd ever done, but we had so much fun. Well, we really did.
And that's kind of the funny part, getting back to what I was saying earlier, is that I literally came out here for 2 months straight. Like every day, all I did was come in to sleep and eat. That's it. And I was out here, we made the whole book because we wanted to get it done for Art in the Park. So I just had to super focus on that. But we were having a blast making it. And even like my son every morning would be like, because I'd pretty much do like a spread a night, and he'd know what's coming up and what's coming up, and then I remember putting him in bed one night. And he's like, "Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow!" like in the morning, because I'd stay out here till midnight, 4 a.m. sometimes.
3, 4 a.m, yeah.
And he's like, "I can't wait for tomorrow morning to see the dog poop page." He was so excited about that. And so we had all this like 2 months of just boom, 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 and then it's out. The book's out. And we're like, all right, let's go on the book tour. Sure, we'll have a TV show. Yeah. And it was just so we
again
saw,
like the massive pivot, right? That we didn't see coming.
Like we sell the book like still, but it's like that's now secondary again. And it's like, well, why? Like what's gonna happen now that the show is gonna become secondary? You know what I mean? It's like the cartoon. Like hopefully, wait till we're done the show.
So cartoon next.
Hope so.
that would be the dream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For right now, you have the show coming out on Bell,
5 TV.
On 5 TV.
Yeah. So that'll be coming out. We're filming right now. So we're executing, literally, we're executing a series of public arts projects over the fall and winter and kind of capturing everything along the way in terms of how do we even come up with ideas? How do we find community partners? How do we do these collaborations? What does the design process look like? How do we install things? Like all of those little things that you don't typically take into account when you see art out in the world. So it's a peek behind the curtain of how Jeff does what he does and how we work together to do those things. And then the show will be out next summer.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So are you doing any murals specifically for the show, or is it the show just coming along with you doing what you usually do?
We have a couple mural projects.
Yeah, we've already filmed one of them. So we're trying to do about 6 or 7 projects for the show, but to keep it interesting rather than just doing kind of a rinse and repeat of just showing what his process for a mural installation looks like. We're trying to work in as many different mediums as we can. So coincidentally, just because of the time of year that we're filming the show, we're coming into the fall. So we really had to capitalize on the good weather. So the couple of mural projects that we had planned for the show, we had to execute those first. So the first one that we did is we were connected with the Border City Boxing Club on Drouillard. Our son boxes there. Use that term loosely, but
he pets the bags. He
pets the bags, and he tries. But they have a really great kids program there, and I find the woman Therese who runs the program, I think she's just an exceptional human, and we really wanted to do something where our art could have impact with youth in the community. And Border City Boxing Club had kind of this not vacant courtyard in the back, but a courtyard that could use a little bit of love and some color. So we went in there and Jeff put up a boxing themed mural kind of across the whole one side of the courtyard, and we decided to go into the kids boxing class on a Sunday morning, and Jeff and I got in the ring and we talked to kids about why street art is so important and how it helps build vibrant communities and why we need to respect art, and we talked to them about what is vandalism and why do we not want to do that. And then we brought them all outside and we gave them kind of a crash course in spray painting, and there was like 30 kids that got to help install that mural. So they got to walk away from that experience knowing the love and all of the heart that goes into making beautiful art out in the community. And so hopefully they're a little bit more encouraged to respect it. Stop crying!
Don't make me cry on camera.
So that was tissue, somebody.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So that was awesome. That was like the first project that we got to execute for the show, and then now we're right in the middle of another mural project that we're doing at Red Piston.
I just finished it like 3 hours ago. You can see from my tan lines here. I was in the blistering sun for a week straight.
So that one will be out by the time this airs, and
unless this airs in the next 12 hours.
So what did you guys end up doing on that
for the Red Piston one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the Red Piston project in and of itself is really cool.
Oh,
so really, like for the sake of the show, right? Like I said, we wanted to work in all these different mediums. So for this particular project and collaboration, we are there's 2 parts to the collaboration. So we have designed a mural and Jeff's installed a mural on Red Piston's building. And then in exchange for that, they are taking our art over the fall and winter and they're going to build a Haunted Zoo mobile app game. So the story that we're telling with that project is how sometimes creatives have to work together to create what they want to see. And we're going to be documenting the process of what they do with your art and kind of the behind the scenes of how they're going to take your characters and how they do what they do. But for the mural, so the mural though has been completed because of weather. We had to get on that project pretty quickly, but you finished the mural today and we're unveiling it tomorrow at a big networking event with We Tech Alliance. So we're literally going to drop a big curtain tomorrow and reveal the mural. So it's going to be really cool. But that one was a really, really cool collaboration because with Red Piston being this tech company, we had to find a design that was going to feel elevated for the type of business that they are, but also feel true to the Haunted Zoo brand. And usually Jeff works with like really, really vibrant colors and it's really bold and very eye-catching. And we had to kind of figure out how to do a mural for them that felt a little bit more sophisticated and felt a little bit more appropriate for their building and for what their business is. So we came up with something that's Canadian innovation and technology inspired. And for the first time ever, you've completely color washed the mural. And so obviously it's going to be out now, people can see it. But if you look at the mural, it actually just looks like a Canadian flag. And then you'll see all of these Haunted Zoo characters kind of embedded in the mural that represent technology and Canadian innovation.
Shades of red and shades of white or gray. You know, so it's like,
Oh, that's cool.
it is super cool. Like, and I'm used to doing like, you know, purples and greens and pinks and like whatever. So I was like, I don't know if we can really like, so kind of to get back, like that's a kind of a collab as well. When you said collab with people, I was thinking other artists on a mural, but yeah, this was
a true collaboration.
This was a true collaboration because we actually, I had a whole different design that I was working on. I was like, I'm not feeling this for these guys, you know? And then it was actually Christy. Christy's the great art director now. She just tells me what to do. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right. That is probably a better idea.
He's gotten really good at the yes dear.
Yeah, but it's usually right. So I was like, all right. And because I'm just so into it, like, I got to get this. And then she was like, well, what if you just do that? I'm like, that does look good.
The thing is that you had come up with a previous design and the story behind the design was really good. And I got married to that concept really quickly. I'm like, you know what, if you can get the design, the story that we're telling, I thought was perfect. And it really spoke to you. It spoke to Red Piston. It spoke to what we're doing together. The design, it had a beautiful story. But as you started kind of putting your characters in it and putting it onto the computer, I could tell it wasn't lighting you up. And you have to be so excited about putting a big piece up. You have to want to do it. It's huge. And so you started working on another design, but I was kind of out of the office that weekend as you were working on it. And then you showed it to me and I'm like, oh, like I don't see the story here. And I think it's really, there's something major was missing and we couldn't figure it out. But it was this weird, we had this kind of this strange brief where we had all of these ideas of different things to include and some of them had nothing to do with one another. And I'm like, how are we going to make this cohesive for the story to actually make sense? And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I have an idea. Hear me out. You can flat out tell me no if you hate it. But I said, can we completely color drench this and make it look like a Canadian flag? Because that would literally bring the story to life. And you're like, let's play with it. He's like, the worst we can do is say no and scrap it. And then as soon as we color washed the design, we're like, oh, that's it. That's cool. It absolutely clicked.
I mean, I say this every time a new mural goes up, but it's like, oh, this one might be my favorite. You know what I mean? It's like every single time.
This one feels really special.
It's cool.
It really does, yeah.
I feel like my last two have been pretty wild, like pretty. I want to say detailed because like my whole thing is to not be detailed, but they're pretty detailed. Almost like every square inch is covered. I mean, obviously I get better each one I do, so I feel like this one's like pretty professional. Like it's on point for where it needs to be, and it also on that building for a tech company for like a professional business. It was cool I almost had to innovate myself doing something different than what
you
I
did. You had to
do.
stretch outside your comfort zone and totally try something different. And it was the most rewarding experience when we sat down with the team to present to them the concept and they were like, oh dude, you nailed it. Like there was like no notes from the team even once we presented it. And that felt so awesome.
There was like one change, but it was like,
it was super minor.
It was like, can you change this to that? Yeah, done. Like it was,
Yeah.
That's got to feel really good.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, because for doing graphic design and like they're also designers, like right? They're doing video games, so like they get it. Whereas like a lot of times you work with somebody like if you're doing a graphic design project and you're like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever done. Then you show them and they're like, but my grandma doesn't like pink. I'm like, what did your grandma have to do with this? You know what I mean? I'm like, this is for your brand and whatever. And it's like, oh, but can we change it back to the worst thing you ever made? And I'm like, oh, sure. Like, you know, like, but these guys got it. Like the only change was I had a lock symbol, like just an icon lock. They said, can we just change that to our logo? I'm like, oh yeah, sure. 2 seconds. Okay, then perfect. Yeah. Like, so that was like the only change. So I was happy with that.
Yeah, so as far as like mural projects go, it's very different from the first one that we did for the show. And then the other things that we're going to be working on kind of for the rest of the time that we're producing the show are going to be very different than these two projects. So
can we talk about those yet?
Maybe we'll save something for people to like tune in and follow along. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to keep some things back.
She's the boss.
But are they still going to be walls or are you moving into different?
We're moving into different mediums after this.
Yeah, I thought you had said that.
Some 3D, some sculpture type stuff. Oh, well, I guess by the time this airs, this isn't going to air on the weekend, right?
No.
So we also have a project that we did with, or that we're doing. We didn't do it yet, but we did it yet if you're watching. So we did a thing with the Downtown Farmers Market and the GWBIA and Big Brothers Big Sisters
and the Spitfires.
So we made a Halloween bag. So
Like a trick-or-treat bag.
Yeah, so it was a community safety project, and all those guys came on board. And we have a reusable tote bag, and it has like Haunted Zoo on both sides, and then also down like the side seams it has a bunch of like Haunted Zoo candy, and we're giving that out at the farmers market, and we gave it out at the Spitfires game as well, and so 1,000 lucky kids are gonna get a limited edition of 1,000 Haunted Zoo Halloween bags.
Yeah.
So it has reflective piping on it too, so it's like, community safety.
It's promoting safety on Halloween night. Yeah. But this was more of just of like a wanting to do something nice for the community, kind of a give back project. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be just cool to see these kids running around with these things.
That's going to be fun. I mean, I love what you guys are doing, and the other artists in the area and all the murals that are going up in Windsor in Essex County. Like, it's just really adding a lot of heart, a lot of color, a lot of meaning to some just boring buildings. I hate to say it.
Oh, it's true. Speak the truth. Speak the truth.
Okay, speak the truth. You need lobster.
I know.
Well,
I know.
I was thinking that while I'm talking. I'm like, okay, that's my merch.
Well, the next book has a lobster.
The next book, there will be a lobster coming.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm so excited for that one.
It just didn't make it to the banner yet.
I'm just way excited about this.
I think we'll be making the book in the it'll be kind of like a little insert in the show. Like it won't be like a full on thing, but it'll be like, oh, we're also working on this, just to kind of show the vast amount of stuff that we have to work on at the exact same time. Like it won't be one of the major projects, but it'll be kind of like
it might be peppered in there, some of the process of what that looks like.
See that meant pepper. See, and then she's
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I speak Jeff.
What about stuffies?
Oh,
we get asked all the time.
Show me the money, and we'll make them. And that's the thing too. People come to the booth a lot, right? And and I love it. It's cool. Like, come to the booth. Oh my god, this is so awesome. This is amazing. Oh, I would buy everything. And like, do you have a stuffy? Whatever. And I'm like, no, not yet. And they're like, okay, bye. And they leave. And I'm like, well, can you buy a sticker? And then maybe that'll fund the stuffies later. Like, it's just kind of stuff. And I'm like, I don't expect everybody to buy everything, obviously, but like, it's just, if you're into it, please buy some stuff so we can make more stuff and make more stuffies and. A Disneyland. We'll make a Disneyland.
Buy merch, please.
Yes, buy merch.
I have a ton of stickers on my iPad cover.
I'm essentially a band.
You are.
Get a shirt. Get a hoodie. Get two. Get one for the kids.
I want to thank you guys so much for being here today.
We live here.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for letting me come.
No problem.
I
always
appreciate it.
You can sleep on the couch if you want to.
I might just. It looks very comfortable. Now, how can people find you guys online to learn about your different events and merch and what you're doing in the area?
Oh, well, you can find us just at The Haunted Zoo on Facebook and Instagram, or just thehauntedzoo.com as well. Or you can just stop by the studio, or you can have binoculars and just watch us come and go. Actually, we have a truck wrap coming out tomorrow that if you don't see it come down the road, you're blind, because it's like neon and there's just characters all over it. So it's
on your truck.
Yeah, we get it tomorrow. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, we got lent a truck from Joe Malash Ford in Amherstburg for the show
to use during the production of the show. So
and then Fast Signs has wrapped it for us as a sponsor as well. And yeah, so
we pick it up tomorrow.
We have a bunch of community members like coming on and sponsoring and helping us make the show. So
yeah,
okay,
yeah. Lyuna's like another massive partner as well. They're offering us all kinds of equipment, and
as you'll see tomorrow.
Yeah,
at the reveal.
Yeah, they're gonna have some presents at the reveal tomorrow. But yeah, they've been absolutely incredible to us and really have embraced the project and the show as a whole. And they're offering us a ton of support as we go through production too. So yeah, we're very lucky, and we're certainly, if anybody's interested in kind of learning more about the show and how to get involved, either from like a sponsorship perspective or interested in just learning more, reach out to us, because there's a lot of opportunity to work together.
Yeah, and even we're like, when we do a mural, usually we'll like, I made a whole joke video about like adopting like a Sarah McLachlan adopt a puppy kind of thing. And we said, adopt these cans. So we're like, make our garbage be your garbage. And we like sign the cans and put stickers on them. And people take them, like, we get rid of them all. I'm like, go put it on your bookshelf. It saves it from the landfill.
It'll be worth millions someday.
Yeah, if you keep it long enough, it'll be worth $1.50.
And then you have the lovely Gavin Michael Booth, who is filming the documentary
Just
for
gorgeous.
you.
Just gorgeous.
He
In the
is. Be nice.
Ooh, you're hired.
He's salty. But my name is Tracy Martins. I want to thank you so much for joining me for another episode of YQG in Bloom, and make sure that you follow the Haunted Zoo and look out to Bell Media, Bell 5
5TV1, yeah.
next summer, and you will see them in action. You guys have a great day.